Hi, I'm Mitchell Canry. I'm the Fire Marshal for the District of Columbia. I'm here with members of our Fire Prevention Division at Et Voila here in the Palisades, and we're going to go inside and talk about some Thanksgiving safety tips. Let's go. How you doing? We're here with Chef Gordon over here at Et Voila. And we just want to talk about some basic cooking tips that we can pass along to the people at home for this Thanksgiving holiday. So we see you working over here on the stovetop. It looks like you don't have anything stored over here, no combustibles. Can you tell us about how you keep this area clear?
Yes, sir. We have our dishwashers. They come through. We have our dirty dishes, which we stack up for them in a couple places so they can come and take them as much as we need. While we're cooking up here, we have tops to put on stuff in case a fire comes or anything like that. We're lucky we have a really good air suppression system, or air system in here, so it takes all the heat away. It takes, it keeps us safe back here.
That's great. You brought up a lot of good points. I want to hit a couple of them. So when you have stuff on the stovetop right here, these are some big pots. I know Thanksgiving, a lot of times we don't have lids that might be able to fit our pots. Having a baking sheet or something like that, you could very easily slide over top of something where a fire might start. It might be a grease fire or something like that. It's really important. A lot of people have baking sheets around the house. Keeping them handy is critical. You guys have a great vent system. Most houses around the city, they also have residential vent systems. They don't always get cleaned as much as the commercial ones that you guys do here. So it's important for homeowners to make sure that they clean their ductwork. If you see any kind of accumulation of grease, that's a good indication that fire could start in that area. So it's a good idea to have a contractor come in and get it cleaned out. The other thing I want to talk about is this clear area that you guys have in front of your oven over here. So we know at Thanksgiving time, a lot of times there's children, pets, a lot of people in the kitchen area. We want to make sure that when you're able to open up the oven, that there's not anybody within 3 feet of this area. So no pets, no kids. You guys don't have to worry about it over here, but at home.
It's a big safety issue. We can't leave the ovens open because you're working around here, you turn around and you could fall right over the oven into a hot oven. We wear aprons a lot. A lot of houses don't wear aprons, but that keeps you protected, whatever. If something falls down, you can fall forward a little bit so you're not going to get burned.
Great point. I also want to point out there's nothing really loose or hanging off you here, right?
Exactly.
Because you might be reaching over these burners, people at home for Thanksgiving.
I wear short sleeves too, just for me, because I have to have it. I might toast my hairs a little bit, but
it seems like there's always people monitoring stuff. Why is that important for you guys?
Food has a temperature zone to it. If you leave food out too long, bacteria will grow, people get sick. We don't want to do that. Right now, we're cranking to put everything away. Where he's measuring, everything's on ice. So that's what we do. It's all about, certain safe rules are, you keep things cold things cold, you keep hot things hot.
So for fire safety, right, we want to talk about not having too much alcohol, maybe being too sleepy when you're cooking, because if that's the case, you might fall asleep, you might not be as attentive to what's going on in the kitchen, and then you leave something on the stove for too long and a fire can start. So you have these pans, it's important to keep the handles facing away from anybody that might be walking by that could knock it off, that could be injured if it's hot, right? No kids, no pets, same thing, keeping that safe area around there. When you have cutting boards, when you have knives, you want to keep all that stuff away from kids. You also want to make sure you have a first aid kit that's handy with some bandages, other supplies to clean out those cuts. And lastly, if it looks severe, if it looks like you went pretty deep on that cut, it's a good idea to go seek medical attention. If you need to, call 911, have the fire department come out and assess those injuries and transport if needed. So Chef Gordon, thank you very much for having us out here today. To you and the team from Et Voila for going over these holiday safety tips. You've given us some great information. We really appreciate all your help.
It's our pleasure. We're really happy to have you here. Thank you guys for coming.
From everybody from DC Fire EMS and from Et Voila, we want everybody to have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.